Okay, so good day po taong bayan and we're back po. At ngayon pag-usapan natin tong pagtanggal po sa ating Chief Police who is also a boxing champion. Quote-unquote boxing champion lang po, baka seryosohin nyo eh. So pag-usapan lang po natin ngayon kung bakit po siya tinanggal, tama ba yung pagtanggal sa kanya ni PBBM, and then i-discuss ko rin po kung pwede ba siya ilipat sa NBI kasi yun yung mga haka-haka daw po ngayon. Yun yung maritesan ngayon na ililipat daw po doon si PNP Chief Torre. Okay? So start po tayo sa discussion. Of course, if you enjoy this video, huwag niyo po sana kalimutan i-like yung video at mag-subscribe din po sa channel para updated po kayo kung may bago tayong upload. Okay? So yung nabalitaan ko po based on all the articles I've read and the videos na napanood ko po, pinanood ko rin po yung in-interview si Secretary John Vic Remulla kanina yung nag-press con sila. At yung lumabas po dun sa mga lahat ng napanood ko is more or less because gusto daw nila Secretary John Vic panindigan or i-maintain yung rule of law sa bansa po natin. So, kung yun po yung ina-emphasize nila na rule of law, sundin yung batas, in short, it would appear na parang may na-violate po siguro si General Torre na batas, kaya siya pinalitan ni President Bongbong Marcos. And then, during also the press conference, tinanong din po si Secretary John Vic doon kung involved ba yung paglipat or pagtanggal po ni PNP Chief Torre dun sa deputy po niya. Yung parang, basically, yung parang vice president po yan sa PNP. Ginawa po kasi ni General Torre doon, nilipat niya to a Mindanao assignment. From being the deputy niya, bigla niyang linipat or parang tinapon po sa Mindanao basically yung nangyari. So, hindi siya sinagot directly ni Secretary John Vic, pero ang sabi po ni Secretary John Vic, they are also looking into that. Basta yung main point daw, they have to maintain the rule of law. At para klaro po tayo, ipapakita ko lang briefly. Ito yung press conference po ni Secretary John Vic na sinasabi ko. So basically, in-emphasize niya po dyan na we are a country of laws and not of men. Therefore, dapat sundin daw yung batas at dapat daw mas malaki yung institution, yung PNP, over a certain individual. Okay? And dun, diniscuss din po yan yung sinabi ko yung tungkol nga sa pag-reshuffle, pag-reassign na ginawa po ni General Torre. So, ang basis po niya ni PBBM to appoint the Chief Police is Republic Act 6975. It is an act establishing the Philippine National Police under a reorganized Department of the Interior and Local Government and for other purposes. Tapos pupunta lang po tayo niyan sa Section 26. So, dito po, Section 26, then may kita po ninyo dito, the Chief of the PNP shall be appointed by the President from among the senior officers down to the rank of Chief, Superintendent, so on and so forth, and that the Chief of the PNP shall serve a term of office not to exceed 4 years. Okay? So ngayon, dito yung magiging question. Hindi pa po nag 4 years, diba, si General Torre. Tapos tinanggal na po siya ni PBBM. Hindi ba to a violation of this law itself considering it states here, shall serve a term of office not to exceed 4 years. Okay? At kung ako po tatanungin, yung magiging sagot ko po dyan, ito pong 4 years na term na nakalagay dito is not mandatory considering the words of the law na nakalagay po dito is not to exceed 4 years. Diba? Hindi naman po sinabi na yung term shall be for 4 years. Ang nakalagay lang, not to exceed. So kung sa Tagalog pa, hindi po dapat lumampas ng 4 years, pero pwede po siya less than 4 years from how I understand this provision. Okay? Therefore, kung ganyan po yung wordings ng isang batas, pwede po siya tanggalin ni PBBM despite na hindi pa umabot tong 4 years na term. Okay? And provided further din po, based dun sa press con sila Secretary John Vic, meron din po silang sinasabing mga reasons na rule of law, we are a country of laws and not of men. Therefore, it would appear from that statement na merong valid ground talaga si PBBM to remove PNP Chief Torre as the Chief of Police po ng Philippine National Police natin. Okay? So again, this is Section 26 po of RA 6975. Yung action po ni General Torre doon, it can be considered as a violation of the laws of NAPOLCOM because ang nangyari doon, nagkaroon ng unilateral reappointment or reshuffle na ginawa si General Torre. Basically, yung vice president po niya, yung deputy niya, bigla na lang yan nire-assign nga doon sa Mindanao. Tapos actually, yung deputy po na yun na nire-assign niya, yun din yung pinalit ngayon ni PBBM as the next PNP chief sa kanya. Okay? Pero anyway po, going back to the topic, meron pong possible lapse doon because ang nangyari po, there was a unilateral action on the part of PNP Chief Torre. Okay? Yung structure po kasi niyan sa Philippine National Police in relation dun sa National National Police Commission, yung NAPOLCOM, meron po talaga dapat yan silang parang coordination kung sino yung ma-appoint or ma-reassign, lalo na po sa mga high-ranking officers, di ba? Kasi kung tatandaan po natin, yung PNP po is headed by the Chief of Police. However, it is still subject po to the supervision of the President, di ba? And yung President po, when he exercises his supervisory powers over the PNP Chief, dun po yan dumadaan ngayon sa NAPOLCOM at dun sa DILG Secretary niya, kay Secretary John Vic. Because si Secretary John Vic po, as a DILG Secretary, he is the alter ego of the President, okay? And the reason din po kung bakit may NAPOLCOM tayo, para po makaiwas ng abuses from our police officers, di ba? Kasi mahirap naman po kung yung isang institution, lalo na very powerful, kasi may mga, basically they have firearms, di ba? They implement the law, yung mga police. So kung wala pong body na magsusupervise sa kanila, mag-regulate, it is really easy to be abused by corrupt individuals. Hindi ko po sinasabing corrupt si General Torre. My main point here lang po is that kailangan talaga may supervisory body sa PNP. Otherwise, it can lead to abuses and corrupt practices po. Diba? So again, going back, hindi dapat unilateral lang yung mga reshuffling, reassignment, and appointments of high-ranking officers. Kailangan po yan dumaan dun sa proper process. Dapat po yan ma-review ng NAPOLCOM. Tapos si Secretary John Vic, kaya po siya kasama kasi as the DILG Secretary, he is the chairman po of NAPOLCOM. Okay? And lastly po, idagdag ko lang din pala para mas ma-visualize talaga ninyo yung scenario. Okay? Di ba yung President po, when he appoints certain positions like that of cabinet secretaries, kailangan pa rin po yun mag-undergo sa Commission on Appointments. Diba? Kailangan i-confirm ng Commission on Appointments. Kung hindi po ma-confirm ng Commission on Appointments yung appointed secretary ng Presidente, matatanggal po siya sa pwesto, basically. So parang ganyan din po yan. Yung PNP Chief has the power to recommend sino yung mga i-appoint sa position, sa mga taas na position. But at the end of the day, it is still subject to the review po of the NAPOLCOM with the DILG Secretary as the ex-officio chairman, kasi yun nga po, the power to appoint pa rin talaga is primarily vested with the President. Okay? So hopefully mas na-gets po ninyo yan. And for that po, titingnan lang natin is Republic Act number 10867, an act reorganizing and modernizing the National Bureau of Investigation, NBI, and providing funds therefore. So pupunta lang po tayo dyan sa Section 6. So ito po, Section 6, the NBI Director and other officials. The NBI Director shall be appointed by the President and shall have the rank, salary, and benefits equivalent to that of an Undersecretary. No person shall be appointed Director unless he or she is a natural-born citizen and a member of the Philippine Bar. Diba? So it is very specific po. May express requirement po talaga yung batas natin, Section 6, na dapat member of the Philippine Bar. Therefore, if you would ask me, hindi po pwede ma-appoint si General Torre as NBI Director because as far as I know, hindi naman po member ng Philippine Bar or hindi po abogado si General Torre. Okay? So ngayon, I'm sure isipin ninyo, di ba yung President naman has the power to appoint? Bakit ngayon may requirement na ganito na kailangan member of the Philippine Bar? Di ba yung power to appoint is a constitutional power? At ang sagot po dyan is because the power to appoint po of the President in relation to this position as NBI Director is hindi po yan siya constitutionally provided. Diba? So pag hindi po constitutionally provided, wala pong constitutional guidelines, ang susundin po dyan is yung batas po na nagpapa-implement ng appointing authority na yon. And since ito po yung batas na yon para ma-implement yung appointing authority ng President in relation to the NBI Director, kailangan po to sundin itong provisions na to. So Section 6 po in relation dito sa being a member of the Philippine Bar na requirement. Okay? So yan po yung one of the limitations ng appointing authority ng President if there is a specific law that provides for certain requirements. In other words po, hindi absolute yung appointing authority ng Presidente pag hindi po involve ang isang position na Constitution mismo yung naglalagay. Okay? So yung mga example po niyan is yung mga ambassadors natin. Yan po lahat nakalagay po yan specifically sa provision sa Constitution. And then another example din po pala yung sa commissions, sa mga constitutional commissions natin. Diba yung sa constitutional commissions natin, under the Constitution, may nakalagay po talaga doon na they have a term of 7 years. Kaya hindi po sila basta pwede tanggalin. Yung COMELEC po, kailangan ng impeachment. Impeachable officers din po yun, yung mga COMELEC commissioners natin. Unlike po dito sa NBI Director, it is an ordinary law that governs. Therefore, kailangan po to sundin itong Philippine Bar requirement. So anyway, hanggang dyan na po yung discussion natin. Hopefully, hopefully klaro po yun. If you like more legal videos, of course, subscribe lang po kayo. At sa lahat po pala na mga nagko-comment about my practice, meron naman pong contact information dyan sa description. Mag-contact lang po kayo directly and my office will be coordinating with you na lang po for an appointment schedule para hindi na po ako mag-reply isa-isa sa mga nag-i-inquire sa comments kasi sayang po yung panahon eh, okay? Anyway, until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!